Breaking news. There is an election coming up in just a couple of weeks. Okay, that's not so much breaking news as it is old news that you've been hearing about for the better part of the last year. Elections are important. In fact, in the very first page of the United States Constitution, it talks about regular elections to choose our representatives in Congress. What does this have to do with Christians and the church? For one, we are Christians in the United States. We are citizens. We live and work in the United States. And as citizens, we are entitled to elect our representatives, regardless of being a Christian. We have been given a gift by God to live in this country that has freedom of religion, freedom of speech. And for the next few weeks, Pastor Ryan and I will be addressing these freedoms and the upcoming election in a message series called Preaching in an Election Year. Now, be assured that neither of us are going to endorse a candidate or candidates in this series. We certainly have our opinions on who we are going to vote for. But this message series isn't about politicians or political parties. Instead, we're going to cover 4 topics that are front and center of this election and of recent elections. We're going to talk about preserving religious freedoms, where we can speak the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ boldly and lovingly and without fear. We'll also learn some good news and bad news about religious schools as well as public schools and how a congregation is uniquely suited to make an impact for our church community and country. One of the topics that has been at the forefront of this election has been immigration and the rule of law. And we'll explore how liberty and the rule of law gives us opportunities to live out Jesus' mandate, to love God and love our neighbor. And we'll wrap up this series talking about being a Lutheran in the midst of a culture war that has seen the disintegration of the family and fearing what we don't understand. Oh, and not only are we going to have a message series on these, our Sunday morning Bible study will provide a deeper dive into these topics, starting September the 8th. Preaching in an election year. This promises to be a thought-provoking and interesting series of messages, and we hope you'll be a part of it, starting this weekend.